I have a really shiny penis, so. What's up? My name is AJ. This is 30 and Nerdy.
War. War never changes.
I'm Brady.
Spartans never died.
This is 30 and Nerdy.
My name is David.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
And
True OG Podcast.
not anymore.
Just like that weird Trek and Chill podcast. Fuck them.
That one sucked.
I was
Bunch
looking
of
at
losers.
some analytics or something like that from just because I typed in 30 Nerdy because I wanted to see what other podcasts are out there.
Yeah.
And like it shows kind of our most popular episodes. And it goes like the first several, nothing. Then it's, I can't remember which
Probably
one,
like
but like
the biggest
remasters
games.
and remakes, huge. Destiny 2, huge. Call of Duty, huge. Then like Warhammer 40K and our recent ones are kind of up there.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's good.
I mean, with popularity, I don't know how they aggregate like what they consider popular.
Right.
But would you hit my sound to be up a little bit?
How about that?
There we go. I just like to hear my voice.
No, that's fine. Weirdo.
Yeah.
I think that's why we all do this podcast, because in some weird way, we like to hear either our voices or someone else's voice.
Well, no, who else is going to say it if we don't?
Yeah. We're here to tell you the facts that nobody else is going to tell you.
Yeah, we got our fingers on the pulse, ladies
of
and gentlemen.
America.
Z, if you don't choose either of those.
Yeah.
What if it's Zer? Then you just offended them.
He's not selling that much good stuff this week. Hey. Oh, ha.
Yeah, right. I got that motherfucking Huckleberry.
Oh, I already got one.
I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, he's selling
Same way.
Huckleberry right now, but his gear blows
Same way.
massive cock.
So this episode, I know we're that great transition there, is going to be a quick E3 precast because we're going to try and get this one uploaded tonight. So it's just going to be quick and easy.
So we're just gonna make some predictions and see if they actually come true.
I actually have a Microsoft conference bingo chart
Ooh.
with things they will say. I
that's
went
kinda
through it,
funny.
and all but one they're going to say. And that one is Half-Life 3.
Yeah, because that's not ever
Valve
gonna
doesn't
happen.
count to 3.
Well, but Valve also doesn't seem to ever have a E3 like their own conference
Yeah.
because they're just a push. I mean, they do have their own stuff, but
Do they even make games anymore? I think the last time they announced a game was a card game.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Like
You
a
know how much
PC card
money they're
game?
probably making
I
off
still
Steam?
don't like. I play Steam and I've traded the cards you get from.
Well,
it
no,
doesn't make any sense. to
Not
me.
that cards.
I know, but I
they
was
were
just
making
saying.
like a Dota-based Magic the Gathering wannabe card game, and everybody went, "What?" Like their last year's E3 went butt dick in the air.
Yeah. So, who should we start with?
I'm gonna jump the gun here, and I'm gonna say Bethesda because theirs is at 8:20 p.m. tomorrow.
You
So,
gotta blow your load early.
well,
Done.
all right, fine then. Let's talk about Ubisoft. What's Ubisoft making?
The new Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I think they'll announce a new Assassin's Creed.
So I bet you anything that this Assassin's Creed is based in an Assassin's Creed style gameplay.
You know, I think I'm going to side with you on that. I think that's
they're
a
gonna,
good call.
I think they're going to God of War it and go in a totally different direction. First-person shooter.
Well, it's a Spartan era, like Roman Greek times. I
That
know,
would-
wait,
I would
those
like
are
that.
two
Is there going to
different
be a battle
times.
royale mode?
There is
There better
one
be.
Battlefield now. Not even kidding. So, as of this recording today, Saturday was EA's conference, and the two devs from DICE came out on stage, and they're like, blah 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 blah, and Royale. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I thought we were safe from this, but nope.
So, well, that that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they'll do it good because they make excellent games. in my opinion.
Yeah.
And if anyone is going to make good BR modes, it's either going to be Call of Duty and DICE, because they've been making shooters for 15 years now, if not longer.
All right, so I just was going to go over a little bit of the conference schedules.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So Sunday, June 10th, tomorrow, or today, or yesterday, whenever you're listening to this.
5 years in the past.
And we're doing this from Chicago or Eastern Standard, or Central Standard Time, excuse me.
Yeah, we drove to Shasta City.
yeah,
the Cubbies.
we went straight to Chicago just to record this episode.
Yep.
It's why everything sounds weird.
We're in Trump Tower right now.
Yep. Everything's huge.
It's beautiful.
And we're
Continue.
playing that,
Everything
we're
except
playing
for
that
the
one,
hands here are huge.
Yeah.
We're playing that one Puff Daddy song. Can't nobody hold me down.
Oh,
Let's see
got
here.
to keep on moving.
So Saturday, June 9th was EA's thing, which I'm kind of sad I missed, but I probably was working, I think.
They had Battlefield, FIFA,
Oh,
They
buddy.
always have FIFA.
Madden,
And
Oh,
always
buddy.
Madden.
some game about yarn.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yarny again?
yeah. It looks
They-
kind of fun.
That game, they played that one last year.
Yeah.
It's a co-op. Looks pretty neat.
I mean, it looks like an interesting game.
Is that the game that's ripping off of Little Big Planet?
Yep.
Okay.
It's one of those indie games where you're like, oh, neat, and then you never play.
Like Fez.
Okay, Fez is a fine game. The guy who makes it is a doucher.
Phil Fish can suck a fat cock.
It's very nice on a Vita.
I bet it is.
All right, so then
You're the only person who played it.
Sunday, June 10th, we have Microsoft at 1 p.m., Bethesda at 6:30 p.m. These are, let's see here. So
Those are all Pacific time.
yeah, Pacific time. So it'll be, let's see here. Microsoft is
3
3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
Monday we have Square Enix, this is probably just gonna be some giant circle jerk fest for Final Fantasy VII.
No, it's not. I already know what they're going to be doing big.
What are they gonna be doing big?
It's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah.
They
Cool.
actually have it fucking done almost.
Okay, I can see.
And I'm really excited for
I
it.
can see a good circle for that, but the other thing they're going to be putting forward is Final Fantasy.
Here's the
VII.
thing about Final Fantasy
Remake,
VII. What
remaster,
happened was the lead head on it quit, and then they completely destroyed everything that they had built. So they're pulling a Destiny right now, where they were about 50% of the way done with it, and now they're
I'm okay with this. as long as
deconstructing
they're
everything and rebuilding again.
if they go, you know what, we're going to do turn-based instead of live action. Stupid.
Well, it
Final
should
Fantasy
be
15.
it should be turn based. It should be active time battle. The ATB system that's already in the game. Level up your materia. You get your XP. You get your AP. You get your gil. You get your motherfucking items that drop. Just make it pretty, you
Yeah,
fucks.
I mean, people love the game, and if you're going to change things that make people love it, you're
And
going
the other
down
thing that-
the wrong road, pal.
Well, they're also going down the wrong road just because of having where it's going to come in several installments of $60 a piece.
They just need to remake the game with better graphics, and that's it. Just make it. Just make it. It's not. You don't need to make it a big fucking deal. You just
It
have
already
to,
is, because it's Final
Well,
Fantasy VII.
But they don't need to make it into something it's not.
Oh,
They
true.
already have an archetype for what it is, and just keep it like that. You don't need to make it this
Now,
giant fucking live action
mean, all they need
experience
to
that's
do
going to
is-
come in like 20 minutes per $60 disc.
are there are there some quality of life changes you would like them to add to it?
Honestly, no. The game's not grindy. It can be grindy if you're trying to grind. But no, there's absolutely nothing I would change about that game.
We'll
I
just
mean,
have to
because
wait
the only
and
thing
see.
you have to do is take the MIDI files and actually have an orchestra do them.
So actually, all of those are live compositions. They're not MIDI. They're actually he like recorded them with a keyboard. So
Okay, well,
I
you're
guess
still gonna wanna
it's
redo the
MIDI-ish.
But you want a live mic'd orchestra?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
want-
I think that would sound that
but I mean,
that
that's
would be
about it.
fine.
You wouldn't need to voice act because it wasn't voice acted. It just was all text.
True.
I mean, just
I could see them voice acting
I
it
know, but
though.
you don't have to. Is what I'm saying. All you need to do is slap some paint on it.
But every single Final Fantasy now is voice acted, so that might be kind of annoying if they get dumb voices. But I would be happy if they kept it text because
Yeah, because then it's paying homage to the old school, and it gives new people a vision of what games used to be like.
And you don't risk terrible voice acting.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. All right, so then Square Enix goes to Ubisoft, excuse me, which will be 3 p.m.
It is
Eastern
Ubi
Standard-
because it's ubiquitous software.
So it's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we have PC Live Game Show, which I don't really care about that one because most of everything comes out in all cross platforms. There's very few that come PC only.
RTSs.
Sony will be at 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
So I've already seen a game that Sony's pushing out called Twin Mirror or something like that. It looks beautiful, and I was super excited for it until the very end it said PSVR. No! This game looks like a beautiful mindfuckery, and it looked like it was played like third-person mode, so it kind of looked like an Alan Wake style game, where it was a bit more speed and combat than Silent Hill, and it looked really mindfucky, and it looked like really fun, but it's PlayStation VR, and I don't want...
That's a lot to ask of somebody to play a game.
Yeah.
Unless I haven't read any like speculation or leaks or anything. I don't know what they're working on, but maybe they're like, hey, new VR, new headset. Old one's cheap now.
Yeah, if they were to make like a cheaper or lower the price of that VR headset, because it's a lot of fucking money to drop for that thing.
Oh yeah, and especially you don't know if it's gonna make you sick or not,
You
or
also
if you'll
don't-
even
if
like
it's-
it.
If it's going to catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I don't understand why they can't just make the games for both VR or non-VR, because a lot of the times, like, the VR doesn't really add to, especially with PlayStation, everything is still controlled with a controller.
Yeah,
So, I mean, the only thing that's changed is like the head movements, but you could just toggle that to your right stick. Like, you don't need VR for a lot of these PlayStation VR games. They're not proprietary. It's not like you have like a hand piece here and a hand piece
well,
here.
with the Move controllers, you could just map all that stuff to the moves.
Yeah, but even then, like, they should, for a lot of these games that look ubiquitous and look like they're going to be amazing, mind warping games, you need to make those available to the standalone consumers that don't want to buy into the whole.
Yeah. Well, they're
VR
hoping to
fad,
get the
'cause my
people
thing-
who are willing or not willing, but are like, fine, I'll get in.
Because, like, to me, VR is still a fad. It's not a huge thing. Like, Fallout VR sucks dick. Skyrim VR is terrible.
Yeah, they need to.
Every VR port so far has been nothing but a pile of garbage. And then, like, games that were built specifically for VR are still a pile of garbage. Like, Paranormal Activity, like, half the time when you're trying to open doors and stuff, you can't even get it to register door opening because it's a tangible space that you can't, you can't feel. There's no force feedback to it. So, there's a lot of issues. In my personal opinion, I'm pretty sure that there are people who listen that love VR, have lots of fun with it, and that's awesome for you. But I just want to sit down with a controller and a TV and escape that way. I don't have a 55-inch TV for nothing.
In the next few years, they're gonna have to make it really worth our while to have it. Like, you're missing out if you don't play VR. First of all, price. I mean, that's a lot of technology to give away for a low amount of money.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But-
like, you got to talk, like, if you really want, like, the high-end VR experience, they got to fucking pop in those OLED, screens into the VR system. They got to make sure that they have a good headphone system attached to it.
Yep.
They have to make sure that it's a comfortable headpiece that you're going to want to wear for up to 8 hours. Like, when I play video games, I sit down for, like, anywhere from 2 to 6 to 8 hours. And then if I don't have anything to do, I can go on for 12 to 18.
Yeah.
Like if it's specifically a me day, you know, I can sit there and just like
Hammer out some time.
hammer out some gaming. I don't think I could do that with the VR. I think it would be too taxing.
Yeah.
It would.
I think it would make you sick because I remember a story about a guy who was on there for, I think he stayed in for 24 or 48 or 72 hours. And like the first
That's
day.
just bad. You shouldn't do anything for that
Well,
long.
it's because they were testing just to see like what the body would.
Okay.
And he got really violently sick while he was there, like going into it. And then once his body adjusted to it, he was fine. Then when he came out, he was also sick again for a period of time because his body was then readjusting to real life instead of VR.
I bet that just changes how your brain works in that amount of time.
I think I don't think it's a viable option at this time.
Yeah. And I never once have thought like, man, wouldn't it be cool if this is on my face?
I think it is the future, but not right now.
Not right now.
We're,
Like-
we're in the first initial. We're like in the early parts of Star Trek where you don't get to travel to the far distant planets, where you're just learning now how
Yeah.
to travel at faster than light speed.
Yep.
To
And how
me,
to-
in my case, it feels like a super nice proof of concept.
Yeah.
Like, look, we can do this, but I'm like,
So like
back
for
when it's
Christmas, I got one of those
Not
VR
good, but-
things that for like my grandpa bought for like $20. And the most I did with it was I went to Pornhub and used the VR setting and watched some VR porn. I mean, it was fun, but I mean, that's the only thing I could see viable for VR right now.
doing VR porn, you have to know without a shadow of a doubt you're going to be alone for a long time because you can't keep peeking because your eyes are there's boobs and junk. I don't know what ladies got, but it's down. Whatever's down there is in your eyes. And headphones. I mean, you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Milkman's going to come in and say, "Go, Mr. Phillips."
So I mean
Mr.
that's
Phillips.
Ooh, that might happen too. And then so I'd have the headphones on, and then I feel this tender caress on my butt, and I'm like, man, this VR's really realistic. Oh God, what's happening?
I'm getting into it. My imagination is back, baby.
But I have a few predictions.
Yeah,
I
do
think
it.
that the first one will be the Anthem will be the new
Destiny 2.
No, not that good. It's going to be the new what's the
Ubisoft one.
Yeah, the Ubisoft
The Division.
The Division. It's going to be the
So-
new Division, and then the Division 2 is going to be also the new Division. They're both going to suck. They're both going to have these great trailers. They're going to look pretty. They're going to look fun, and
So,
then we're going to play the
I've
game,
already seen-
and they're going to be poopy.
Yeah, I've already seen a little bit of like speculation about Anthem on YouTube, and people are saying that it's the new Destiny 2 $180 game because apparently like this game Anthem is gonna make Destiny look like Hello Kitty Pony Island when it comes to microtransactions. This
Well-
game is gonna be based solely on microtransaction
That's the thing.
mouth fucking.
Today, Saturday, during their presser, they actually had the writer, the studio, some bigwig in the studio, and like the lead designer come out, and they had scripted questions. This lady asked them, and they said, "Only there's no pay to win microtransactions."
I don't believe it.
Like in Anthem or
In Anthem, it's going to be cosmetics only, just like they're going with Star Wars and now Battlefield 5 and one before it. So they claim what they say is something different from what they do, but they claim that there's no pay to win. It's only cosmetic. But the gameplay, they had some actual raw gameplay. Looks pretty good.
like I said, I know it'll look pretty, but I feel like it's going to be another Division.
I'm not gonna drop money on it. I
mean,
already
in the
have
Division-
a Destiny.
Like
Yeah,
I can play
me
the
too.
Division right now, and it's fun, but it's not a game that draws you back in. You play it, you get to the top level, you get to the dark zone, and then you just get raffle stomped by people who've played
Yeah.
much longer and are better than you.
And I'm in the same boat with AJ as I'm gonna buy the new pass for Destiny 2.
Oh,
It has
yeah.
all the DLC.
I do
And
fully plan 100%
Anthem
on
looks cool.
buying.
I would like to play it, but it's like if I want to take a break from Destiny and play a different game, I'm not gonna do EA's Destiny.
Yeah.
I'll go
I
play
already have a Destiny to
anything
play.
else. But not to. It looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. It does look
If-
interesting.
If it could deliver on what Destiny couldn't deliver on, I think it'd be a big difference. But
Yeah.
right now, it just looks like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, I agree. Down to the when you shoot enemies, the numbers flying up. I mean, that's the thing across games, but I mean, it is very reminiscent of Destiny. There's even a rundown, kind of drab looking hub zone. It's practically the tower, and it looks just like the bazaar and areas of the tower in Destiny.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, and they call it a shared universe, just like D1 did. It's like, but I mean, game concepts get ripped off all the time. Fortnite
Yeah.
and PUBG,
Oh, yeah. Well, there's lawsuits over that now, so...
yeah. Which have fun with all that.
It's all stupid.
Well, wasn't
He's
that-
just pissed that Fortnite is able to succeed at what PUBG was strictly built to do, can't succeed at.
Yeah, I watched the Ackman had a good video on how PUBG killed itself.
Mm-hmm.
And Bluehole fucking sucks.
Yeah,
They're a bunch of dicks over there.
yeah.
How
Well,
they
it
made
doesn't
all
help.
this massive money and then they just put in randomized loot crates because they don't have enough money.
It doesn't help that when I bought my Xbox, a lot of it was so that I could play PUBG.
Yeah.
I bought PUBG like a fucking idiot. $30 for a game that does not run on the Xbox One.
not well.
It runs like ass on shit. It's just terrible. I can't.
I like it. No, I like it.
It runs better on my fucking phone. They spent more time making a game that runs flawlessly on my phone for free than making a game that should run amazingly well on advanced hardware that people paid $30 for. And that's the motherfucker of it.
Yep. But
So Blue Hole can go down a blue fucking hole. I don't give a shit. Go fuck yourself.
not to just take any allure away from the blue hole.
Yeah.
I think it's in the ocean. It's like a giant hole.
That's neat. That's
Yeah.
pretty. I like it.
Is that the one where they like dove down into it? Like the guy kind of free
I
dove.
think the word you're looking for is doved.
Doved.
Yeah, they doved. Yeah, it's like it's hella deep. I don't know.
That's
But
where
I mean, 'cause
they
wasn't that
found
where
those.
the free diver.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it was
horrifying.
it's horrifying, but it's amazing when he hits the bottom and then you look up and
You
you,
look
just see
up.
that little hole of light, and that would just freak me out. That there's just darkness all around me. I don't
and
know what's
then
there.
that eldritch creature that was down there.
I'd be more worried about just some normal stuff getting me. I don't need to think about other
Like a
horrors.
giant engine block falling on you in the trash
The
island.
most normal thing is humans throwing garbage into the ocean. So
being trapped in a plastic.
a ship
Six-pack
comes
can.
up.
a plastic six-pack thing. Oh, it's around my neck now.
No, a ship
It's a
comes by
piece
and
of
it's like,
me.
well, we don't need this anvil anymore. Speaking of anvils, E3. Predict. Oh, we were talking about Bethesda,
No.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
I mean, Assassin's Creed's guaranteed because that leaked already, and then they confirmed it with that 3-second guy kicking a guy off. the-
Yeah, this is Sparta.
yeah. Which, give it to me, Neil. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
I don't care. I
Give
love
it to
Assassin's
me, Neil.
Creed.
Give it to me.
I still haven't beat Origins. I'd like to.
Brady bought that for me for Christmas, and I played it for a little bit, and then played like Dark Souls. I was having fun with it, and then I had other games to play,
Yeah.
and I just haven't gone back.
It's a good one to go back to. It's so fun crawling up the pyramids and exploring inside of them.
Yeah, that's
is
really
pretty
what I
cool.
wanted to do.
And I do enjoy that it has that kind of history lesson and gives you a little bit of You don't have to actually play the game. You can just kind of free run around and
Yeah, I mean, I remember one night I was playing it, and I'm like, how old are the pyramids? I'm looking it up. Then I'm just like, an hour later, I'm like, I know so much about Egypt now. No, I don't, but it's really hot, I hear.
It's sand.
I hate sand. It's hot,
big bag
and
of
it gets
sand.
everywhere.
It's just like a big bag of sand. What the hell was I thinking?
It feels like a bag of sand when you're touching it.
But I think Dave, you're right with the Division 2. I could totally see them like
Bombing it again.
Yeah.
unless they fix a lot of the stuff and make it, I don't know, because the end game just wasn't fun.
It just looked boring.
It was
to me.
super grindy, and unless you got the one, I don't know. I don't enjoy having a pigeonhole. I like being able to play, and I'm not saying you have to have this broad spectrum of as many sexualities that people say there are in the world. That's how many play styles you have to have. But you know, you know what I'm saying.
Analogy,
That's
dude.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Because
gotcha.
there's so many that you just need. Everybody needs to have this accepting nature. I mean, give me 5 or 6 viable ways to play.
I would say as many types
Instead
of
of-
species of beetles as there are in the world.
There's so many.
There's a lot.
More beetles than human.
But
Yeah.
just give me a few different ways to play so that it matches your play style, whether you like ranged, you know, super heavy, you know,
Yeah,
the
I
heavy
think
machine gun,
The fact that it was in like I don't know
York City.
modern times ish.
Well, the thing for me was that
That it's like there's not much you can do if you're just a dude with a gun.
Well, it's after a huge terrorist attack.
yeah, and so I mean
Okay.
the story was really fun, and getting, you know, your character up and leveling and getting different guns was fun, but then you hit this wall where either you had to go to the dark zone and grind like a mother.
and get destroyed.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Basically, all I did is I just stayed in one tiny little area and just hoped that nobody else came because
Yeah.
and it just, if you don't have any friends to play with, it's really hard. If you do team up with people and you don't have the proper gear, I understand that, you know, this is or just normal MMO stuff, but it's not an MMO. It's
Yeah.
a 4-player co-op.
Yeah.
And so if you don't have the gear, it's really annoying when you'll go into a thing and then you're not doing any damage to the normal stuff. You're just like, "No, no, 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 no."
Yeah,
I
like
just
a pea
wasted
shooter.
all my bullets on this. Now all I can do is basically heal people.
Artificial difficulty.
Yeah.
And so
Adding
in the-
numbers to a health bar does not equal more difficult.
Yeah. And so I mean, they just need to fix a lot of the stupid stuff
Yeah.
because the game was enjoyable. It was fun to go around and do
I'm just-
different things, and
Wondering like how they got approved for a second game when the first one bombed so fucking
I
hard.
do not know. That is an excellent question.
It's just like, well, there's money.
There's probably some profit margin. They're like, well, if we do this, this, and the other, we can probably double that. And
Maybe it's a
who
tax
cares if
write-off.
it's good? Yeah,
I mean, I'm
It's
assuming
just
we're
a
donating.
really
We're donating this
elaborate
game to the public.
It's just a big tax write-off. Like, oh no, this game bombed, but since we spent all this money and resources, we can get it back through taxes. It's
Yeah.
a tax write-off. You know, that sounds really viable. We should start making video games and having them fail and then claiming everything.
Another thing with Ubisoft,
I bought this house to program in, and my game. This house is a write-off because it's my office.
Yep,
I like it.
every room I have a
Every
computer
room.
in. They better have Just Dance.
They,
Is it-
you know they're going to.
It's not E3 if there ain't people
All I-
making
all I want from
dumbasses
the-
of themselves on
all I
stage.
want from the
What about
Ubisoft.
Raving Rabbits?
All I want from the Ubisoft conference
Maybe.
is
Rayman.
what's her
Ooh,
name?
I would mind a new Rayman.
Sorry,
Felicia
David.
Day.
No,
No, it's Aisha Tyler.
Aisha Tyler, and then odd French people.
Yeah.
Je m'appelle Butthole.
Because Aisha Tyler just makes that conference because she works so well with the oddness that is the Ubisoft conference.
Yeah.
And just rolls with the punches really well, even though she's like, oh, this is. You can see on her face, she's like, oh, where's this going?
They could have Cliff Blazinski present something
oh,
because
what
he's not
happened to
doing
my
anything
life
anymore.
Oh, well, let's make fun of it.
I don't know who that is.
Cliffy
he's-
B. Gears of War.
Gears of War. There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
It was a joke because
Creator.
his studio got shut down.
Well, 'cause
I really like
Zing.
him. He's a funny guy. He's a
I
cool
like
guy.
him too. He made the game and it just was poorly timed.
Yeah.
And
Overwatch
also, yeah.
stuffed it. Yeah, and then
Overwatch did it to like everything.
Oh, are you talking about Battleborn?
I don't know if he did Battleborn.
Oh, well, Battleborn was like Overwatch, and then Overwatch like,
Yeah.
but actually Battleborn killed itself. So
Yeah.
you can see a whole thing about that on YouTube with a guy. He just talks about why did this game die. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
And one game I know that we won't see, or at least I would love to be able to see it, but we already kind of talked about it, was the Warhammer 40K Inquisitor. It's the new one that's kind of the Diablo in space.
I don't understand why they wouldn't show it. Well, it just came out.
Yeah, so that's why I'm assuming it's not going to be there, because this is more for what's coming in the future, unless it's kind of a montage.
Well, I think that since it's just now coming out, they should at least push it and be like, "Hey, look at this game we made." You know, there's.
I would love that, because I want to
I'm
see
not,
more
not
of it.
I'm not that much of a 40K head, but I would play the fuck out of that game. Everything I've seen about it, I've loved, and I want to play it, and I want to just
He wants to be...
give it all my love. Anyway,
Does Ubisoft make Splinter Cell games? Did they?
they did.
I would love to see new Splinter Cell.
I'm pretty. Yeah, because they did like all those like
Who was Siphon Filter?
that was also.
That's the game I would like to see come back, because I know there's a huge fatigue from Siphon Filter. Is basically the Land Before Time in video game form,
Yeah.
where it's Siphon Filter 87. You did this 86 times before. What's one
Tom
more time?
Clancy wants his fucking money. No, Splinter Cell games were fun. I remember when the
I would like to
first
see
one
another,
came out, and I was blown away by it. It was just,
they're amazing.
it was so much fun. And the reason why I remember when it came out, so during that time I was hanging out with Jacob, and we would hang out on a certain day, whatever, and he'd come to my house and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go get a new video game. Let's go up to Toys R Us." And we went up to Toys R Us enough that the clerk thought that we were a gay couple. And so we're sitting there like pointing out, and I was like, "No, I really think you should get the Splinter Cell game because it looks bomb." He's like, "I don't know, I want this." I think he was looking at a SOCOM. And
Also good.
yeah. He was looking at a SOCOM. I was like, "No, you really need to go with the Splinter Cell." And this guy's like, "You two always just bickering. It's so cute." And we were like,
What?
"What?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah."
Oh, you homosexuals, you.
I was really happy that the guy was so, like accepting. As like, well, at least I know if I were gay, I'd be in good hands here. But we weren't gay.
A Tom Clancy game I'd like to see revisited also is Hawk, I think. If I remember correctly, it's the Ace Fighter.
Ace Combat.
Yeah, but not Ace Combat. I think Hawk was like his version of Ace
Why
Combat.
don't we have like
High
airplane
altitude
video
warfare.
games right now?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
I want space warfare.
Then buy Infinite War.
I just
have
want to
some
get an
space warfare.
F-22 Raptor and fuck some shit up.
Just want to get a MiG. Go down MiG Alley.
I want to pretend to fly an airplane with a Top Gun theme going while Iceman sucks my dick.
I just want to get on my motorcycle and drive away.
Dude, speaking of that, Kenny Loggins is going to re-record Danger Zone for Top Gun 2.
I think Top Gun 2 is the dumbest idea
Me
in
too,
the world.
but-
Is it going to be all chicks?
I hope not.
Isn't that the new thing now? Like Ocean's 8 is all chicks?
No, you can't have it.
So does that mean that...
Oh, did you see that other heist movie that's all chicks?
No.
So, like, all of their husbands were killed during a heist, and so they're going to do the heist and kill the people back.
Sounds cool.
It does look pretty nifty.
And the new Ocean's 8 movie, I want to see it.
It's
I could-
Oceans. I of course want to
Yeah.
see it.
I don't know. I think I'm all oceaned out after Ocean 16, where they just keep on adding more people.
More sandwiches.
Yeah,
We
it's
need
not
more
going to be this.
Brad Pitt needs to eat more.
Brad Pitt just needs to get in like makeup and look like an old man and just eat in the background. He's like their, like,
Food mascot.
yeah, he drives them places and he's just always got a hoagie or something. Taquito.
All right, well, let's wrap this
Okay.
dumpster fire in a Fallout Bow.
Well,
Bethesda.
let's not talk about Bethesda. We earlier this week got Destiny 2's reveal for year 2, and it looks phenomenal.
Yep. What's it called again?
I do believe
Destiny Year 2.
it's called Forsaken.
Yes, Forsaken. It looks incredible. I mean, good. I don't want to get my hopes up too much.
I did want to say you've been burned before.
I know that's why I'm saying.
Well, we have been burned before, but the thing is that they have confirmed that weapon rolls are coming back. Pretty much all of the stuff that they had at the end of Destiny 1 is coming back.
Yeah.
I don't know why they
the
didn't
good
just roll that
stuff.
into Destiny 2.
Because of the way that they did the game, they were retards. They have a habit of starting a game and then just throwing it away 50% of the way and then starting new, and that's what happened.
Yep.
I have full faith in year 2 Destiny.
Me too.
Not to mention, I still love Destiny no matter what. I was the only person that kept playing it even when everybody else stopped.
Well, you guys went to Xbox, and I wasn't going to rebuy it on Xbox after I bought it on PS4.
Yeah, I don't know.
I only did it just to play with Brady.
And now we're in the same clan. We play all the time.
Yep. We do Nightfalls and
Yeah.
stuff. Didn't do the Nightfall this week, though. No Pyramidion.
Unless you wanted to run it tonight. Chris is down.
Oh, okay. We might. It depends on what time we get
He's
out of
down
here.
with ODB.
Old dirty bastard.
But yeah, I noticed I watched the Viadoc again, and the power level is 600.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It
holy
is
crap!
insane.
I can't get past 363.
And so they have a new game mode coming out that's a PvPvE. So it's 2 teams of 4, and they're doing a strike, and then like you can portal into the other person's game, into the other team's game, and you can shoot them and try to take them down. And so that would subtract points, and then like whoever has the highest points wins.
Yeah,
and then you get strike loot as well.
Every
That's
enemy,
kinda cool.
every enemy drops these like.
They
So is
look
it
like
kinda
little triangles.
It
Yeah.
was the idea that they had back in, I think it was Warhammer Online, where it was supposed to be an instance dungeon, but several groups could come in and then all try and vie for the same loot.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you can stop them from gaining points. Besides just jumping into their encounter, it looks, and it's getting its own dedicated playlist.
Yeah, it's called Gambit.
So you
and
don't
it
have
looks
to-
like tons of fun. The only thing I don't really care about right now is the fact that it looks like this is going to be a Cade heavy.
I like Cade.
Yeah, it
I think
is
he's
because the storyline is out in the reef. He made this prison where he puts all these super bad guys and they break out. So you have
I hope
Who
Cade
didn't
dies.
see that one coming? Cade's not going to die. That's
No
Nathan
way, dude.
Fillion,
so
isn't it?
somebody,
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion sucks for one. For 2,
Oh, your wife is not going to be happy with
she's
you.
never happy with me, David. Look at me. Look at me.
I have to?
No. Smell me.
look
I
at
took-
me with your nose.
I took a shower today, actually, just for this.
I did a stripper shower.
Ooh, baby wipe it. Yeah, cool.
How about you, David?
Did you take a shower today?
Last night.
Oh, you're dirty. You dirty boy. No, like there are sound files already like that have been data mined about Cade 6 dying. But they were originally supposed to be part of the original Destiny campaign. He was supposed to die in it.
So he'd be Cade 7.
No, he died.
dies.
Yeah,
He's-
his body was ripped limb from limb.
Oh,
He
boy.
was his exo was beyond destroyed.
Hell.
Yeah, which I could only be so hopeful because fuck Cade.
But one
I'm so
thing,
sick of him. It's just every week I go see him and he's all like, "You did good out there," and then he gives me Karnstein armlets again. What do I need with these? Aeon Pulse again for the 40th time. Go fuck yourself. Quit giving me sniper rifles.
we already got
My
Darcy.
Darcy is already at 368.
So one thing I don't know about is, or I don't know if I'm gonna like, is the the changes to weapon slots. I think it needs a revamp, but they're saying like, yeah, you can have, if you want, you can have 3 shotguns.
Well, it's just like Destiny 1.
Yeah, but you could have shotguns in your special slot, but now you can have it kinetic, special, and heavy.
Yeah, you play the way you want to play. I think
But
that's...
that brings up how are shotguns and snipers going to act when they're basic kinetic compared to the other two? Because if you have 3 full power shotguns, fuck that in PvP. Same with snipers. If you got a guy with 3 full power snipers pointing at you,
So I watch a YouTuber named Unknown Player, and he mainly does only Destiny news. And he actually is a beta tester with the company and everything. And he was talking about they're thinking about creating this new PvP system where people load in with a preset loadout. So people will be on like even grounds.
Well, isn't that how they did it before? Is that you just everybody got put into the same thing? Like your damage output was just normalized.
Well,
so
they already
level,
do that. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you know,
like
like
power
at least
levels
like when it
don't
comes
do
to,
anything.
you know, your main, you're only going to get hit with a machine gun, a pistol, or a hand cannon. And in a secondary, you're only going to get hit with a machine gun, a
Scout
pistol,
rifle, pulse rifle.
a scout rifle, pulse rifle, and that's in kinetic as well.
Yeah.
And then there's the one rocket launch or grenade launcher that is the secondary slot, and that's the Fighting Lion,
Yeah.
which is actually getting used now. And then you have your heavy, which is sniper, shoddy, rockets, swords.
Pulse rifle.
No, not pulse. Fusion rifles. So, I mean, but I remember using a pulse rifle as a main, or
Special.
not a pulse rifle. I remember using a
Fusion.
fusion rifle as a special.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll work out.
Yeah, but
I'm
that
pretty
was,
sure they'll balance it
that
out.
in D1 fusions were only in one slot. So I'm just hoping that Legend of Acreus isn't as powerful as a kinetic Perfect Paradox, because that's so you're a walking death machine that can't be stopped. And how is ammo economy going to work with that?
Well, that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
And to counter all of that, here's my counter. Die. I'm just gonna be edgelord extreme and say fuck it. We'll get there when the time comes. I'm holding back judgment right now because it has been outlandish.
I'm sure that's the first thing they thought of is how do we do this and not have it be just a mess. Which I'm fine with some things being a
I
mess.
heard that they're kind of hinting at bringing back LMGs though.
God, I wish.
I fucking hope LMG. I just want a slow conk.
I want Nova Mortis and Thunderlord back.
Oh yes.
And that zombie something or other gun.
I don't remember what it's called.
Me neither.
Fuck it. It wasn't good enough.
It's pretty heckin' good. I think it's because it's my only non-exotic purple machine gun.
Anyway, so now we can go to the main event, which is stupidly our main event. Bethesda, once again, we're going to talk about Bethesda.
I'll do Microsoft real quick. Probably nothing. Okay, Bethesda now.
So Bethesda, I have an idea.
Do you think Microsoft's going to announce a new system? Because I'm sure that there might be some rumblings from Sony about the PS5.
So I think Sony might say something about the PS5. I actually fully believe that is something that could be talked about. But with Xbox, I think that they would be shooting themselves in the foot.
Oh yeah,
real hard if they were to bring something out on that, because they just dropped the Xbox One Elite.
It would be the Microsoft's Wii U.
Xbox One X. Whatever.
No one would buy it. I wouldn't. If I was an X owner and they're like, "Here's an even newer, better one," I'm like, well, fuck you, Microsoft.
I just fucking bought this.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how long this discount is, but the X is getting a $50 discount.
Oh, great.
Now it's only $450.
So, here is something that I shared with you guys, and I want to share it with the rest of the podcast. So, you're a Bethesda fan, and you buy Fallout 76. The game starts in a small West Virginia town, but you have to evacuate to Vault 76 after hearing about nuclear attack. Find out that the vault is actually a horrible testing facility. Everyone is forced to sit in front of a computer and play video games for eternity. Characters forced at gunpoint to sit down. Game starts playing. Starts in a small cart, hands tied, traveling through a snowy mountainside forest. Title appears. Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. Todd Howard, you did it again, you madman. That's what Fallout 76 is going to be. Okay, not really. So the little bit that has been, kind of postulated about Fallout 76 is... You're going to have to find out after we talk about Rage 2. Woo! Who's excited for Rage? Huh?
Who's laughing now?
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard's laughing now.
Sorry.
So before we talk about Fallout 76 for real, though, the other games that they have in their lineup right now, that Rage 2. Is anybody here excited?
What's that?
I bought Rage 1. The Anarchy Edition went at Walmart for like $15. It was like the super premium edition. I got it for $15 at Walmart because it was just rotting on a shelf. And I played it for a grand total of about 15 minutes. So I got $1 per minute. And I decided this game sucks.
I remember it being pretty for its time.
Yeah, so that's what it had going for it. You had to install it onto your hard drive. And it used like advanced bit mapping features, kind of like Escape from Butcher Bay did way back on the original Xbox with Vin Diesel's video game company back when he was still making games.
Oh, yeah.
He had the most graphically intense game on the original Xbox and it looked fucking beautiful. But that's kind of like what this game was. It was this graphically beautiful game, except for loading times were excruciatingly painful.
I can imagine.
Disc bouncing was in there, which I hate disc bouncing. Hopefully, with the way that things are going now, disc bouncing is going way to the dodo anyway, since everything is going digital. I actually got a disc to play on my Xbox, and I found out my disc drive doesn't even work. So I'm going to have to be a digital-only player from here on out.
Is it under warranty?
That's what I like anyway.
It should be. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it should be.
Yeah.
There's a 1-year limited.
Is it? Okay, well,
Has to
I'm
be.
going to have to
Whenever
call
it's
1-800-X my Xbox for my Xbox.
I know when I had to get my PS4 fixed and they didn't, I had to do it myself. They needed the receipt from when I bought it, and so I had to go to Walmart customer service and they had to dig through their records and print me off a new one. So,
well, I bought mine from Target, so ain't nobody shopping at Target. So finding that record will be pretty easy.
I do.
Oh,
because it's on the same side of the street as my apartment.
ah. I actually bought some French fries from there the other day. We had a $25 gift certificate. And we're penny pinching right now really hardcore because we're about ready to lose everything in our life. And so we went there and spent $25 on a gift card of food. And we got like 2 pizzas and a bunch of French fries. And we made out pretty well for $25, I would have to say.
But, okay, Rage 2. Is there that much of a... people want it that bad?
I've never met a single person who's like, have you played Rage? This game was amazing.
It was all right, but it just was very vanilla, very cookie cutter.
I thought it just came and went.
There were cool.
I thought it was trying to be a
there.
Borderlands ripoff because it starts off you leave a vault.
I mean, it's interesting. The racing is kind of fun. The vehicles are fun, but it's very bland. It's not anything that's super. The graphics were nice. The story was okay, but it just, like I said, it just was very bland.
One thing I need Bethesda to do is just show me a damn Elder Scrolls 6 logo. You don't say anything, and there's no sound.
Why the hell are they going to make Elder Scrolls 6 when they can keep selling you Elder Scrolls 5?
Because it's
Tom
7 years
Harrison
old.
Or Elder Scrolls Online.
Because
You
I
know,
want it.
I know there's going to be an Elder Scrolls expansion they'll show.
My dad actually plays Elder Scrolls Online. He likes it. Though he doesn't have anyone to play with, so he's sad.
Well, he would do well from a single-player experience that the main franchise delivers.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
he got to go back to Morrowind, and he was really happy.
Yeah, who cares about Morrowind?
Oh, shots fired.
Uh-oh.
Who cares about Witcher? Worst game series of the year.
The year they
of
haven't
the
put out
of
anything.
the
years.
century.
That is definitely not true.
Yeah. It's true.
I'm fairly certain I can find a million other
What,
game franchises.
Bubble Bobble?
That was a perfectly fine game.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. Fallout 76 is a video game set in the DC area again, with a vault that had been talked about in Fallout 3, but we never got to see because it was not in that direct area. It's more in the West Virginia area.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was in West Virginia.
This game is based 25 years after the bombs drop. This is the earliest Fallout game available after war. So these are people who actually lived through the war, and their vault was one of the few vaults that didn't have. These were the original vaults that didn't have the
Overseers or...
well, they had
Or the-
overseers and stuff, but they didn't have crazy experiments that they were supposed to do.
It was an actual Fallout shelter.
It was an actual Fallout shelter, and after 20 years, the doors are supposed to open. They're supposed to repopulate the earth and everything else. For some reason, this game takes 25 years later, so maybe they just got some of their lore screwed up, because it's like pretty much hardlined into the lore through Obsidian and everybody else that wrote for the original games. That's 20 years, but I'm going to go ahead and let that go for now, because who knows? They'll probably have some storyline for it. Our door was stuck. Okay, cool. That works for me.
We had to remember how to make WD-40 to get the rusty-ass door open.
The one thing that I know about it is that it is multiplayer, and it's based around base building mechanics. Now, I have seen online that people are worried that it's going to be a Rust clone, and they said it is absolutely not a Rust clone, which I'm happy with.
Yeah.
But let's say that it does end up being a Rust clone. That means that they rebuilt an engine, because their Gamebryo engine right now cannot handle multiplayer. That's why we haven't had a multiplayer game yet. That engine's just such a buggy mess. Putting two playable characters into one world just doesn't work. So I'm hoping
It is a
that-
full-fledged game.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm hoping is that they've finally rebuilt their engine. They've cleaned out a lot of the bugs. Because you have to think about this. Like, we give Bethesda so much fucking
yeah.
leeway with bugs that it's not even a bug anymore. It's a feature.
Yeah. I mean, think of how many massive open world games we have that experience very little bugs, and they do way more taxing things than a Skyrim or a Fallout does.
And then you have a Skyrim where a dragon's flying backwards and shooting fire out of its ass.
Yeah, or the PS3 version where you try to open a chest and it crashes.
So, I mean, we've been letting Bethesda get away with a lot of shit. And I'm hoping that they finally are like, yep, we have completely changed our architecture. We've rebuilt our engine. That's why you haven't seen a new Elder Scrolls, because we've been writing it for this new engine.
That would be cool.
This is what I hope to hear at 8:30 p.m. This is what I'm hoping that we get to see tomorrow.
That would be really nice.
because that would get me excited for a new
They,
Elder Scroll.
they come out and they're like, we've completely from the ground up rebuilt our engine, and here's what it looks like. Elder Scrolls 6.
And I do
Psych. It's
now just moving because
Remastered
I mean,
Skyrim.
it's all hypothetical on what
Yeah.
Fallout 76 is. I would like it to be, up to at least 4-player co-op. I think that'd be fun, but I don't care even if it's only 2. But I mean, since there's 3 of us, I'd like at least 4 so we can all play together because that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I don't really care about base building. I find it annoying because all I end up doing is,
Big towers. That's
No.
all I did. I just made big Trump towers.
all I did is no. So the movie theater place was I think the place that had the highest, quote unquote ceiling that you could build to.
Yeah.
So I built from the very edge, and I just did like stairs up to the very top, and then I built, and I had just this huge, massive floor above, no structure, no supporting beams, just a giant floating thing. And of course, what happened is this is like hours of work that I put into it, and then I somehow accidentally took and deleted the floor that I had underneath my feet, dropped me all the way down,
And you died?
and I died.
Oh,
and you
Didn't
didn't
save
save.
any of my work, and I got so mad.
We were like, well, that was fun.
Yeah,
Not doing
and
that
I think
again.
that's when I stopped playing. Was that I just was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
These are Bethesda things that happen, though, too. Seriously, think about it. I stopped playing Fallout 4 for the longest time because somebody stole a full suit of power armor that I had.
but that's funny.
A fucking vendor that goes back and forth stole my fucking armor. Then I found her, and she was out of the armor. I got my armor back when I finally went back to the game 6 months later.
Yeah.
I was like, you fucking, I'm gonna kill. And I couldn't kill her because it's a fucking, you know.
The town got really mad. I remember you killed her one time, and then the town all like rose up against you, which I found I would be okay with because then you end up killing Preston Garvey, who's a dumpster fire trash person of a NPC who just never does anything but gives you tons of stupid things to do.
Yeah, he can eat a big
Oh,
balls.
this settlement needs your help. Oh, how about you trout over there? I'm doing
Yeah,
other stuff.
I don't
Preston.
care. That-
Put his ass in fucking Dark Souls. Let him let him go to the undead settlement.
See, the base building was my least favorite part of 4.
Yeah, and so I would much
hated
rather
it.
just be able to play a Fallout game with people and be like, hey, we're going to mysterious danger the crap out of this person. Boo-doo-doo, or whatever the noise
Yeah.
is that keep. I can't remember.
I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm excited.
The thing I like about E3, because this is seriously my favorite time of the year,
Yep.
is just sitting there listening to all the nerds scream when, last year when Death Stranding was just hinted at, and
Hey,
what was it?
man, we-
Kojima came walking down, and I'm still annoyed by Kojima walking down too fast, so he went ahead of the lights that were popping up in front of him, and then they started going behind him because he was walking too fast. It's like, Kojima, slow down and just pace yourself. You had to have practiced this.
Yeah, but once you get up there and you're nervous, he just.
He can't be that nervous.
Are
He's
you
a rock
shitting me?
star.
He is. He can run out there in some
So
neon pink thong, and everybody would
I'm
still
gonna
love it.
I'm gonna tell you something.
It's a backwards thong.
The original
crotchless.
drummer for Slipknot, Joey, before every show, he would still get the nervous pukes, and he would throw up before every single show because he was just so nervous, and it wouldn't break until he actually started playing drums.
Yeah.
So you can play. You got to imagine, like, he was playing in front of like stadiums full of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, and he was still getting sick. I think Kojima can get a little fucking nervous at
Yeah.
E3.
Here's the thing with Death Stranding.
I think it'll be 2019.
I don't think it's a game. I do, but I mean, hypothetically.
The new trailer for
I-
Death Stranding looks amazing.
I think, well, Kojima wanted to make movies, but they were too expensive, or he didn't have enough money, so he started making games. And I think he's just going to make short films.
Just a CG film.
Yeah. Just
I
do
would
it.
love that. I loved.
I would totally. Yeah.
because I loved what was it? Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great Final Fantasy story, but I mean, my goodness, it still looks beautiful today.
Yeah.
Or Advent Children
Advent Children looks
also
really
looks.
good.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if you take back in the day the CGI power that you were getting, and then you put it next to not Advent Children, but The Spirits Within, that was you're looking at like 15 years in the future. You thought
Yeah.
20 years in the future just by just pure, absolute gorgeous.
Yeah, Spirits
It was
Within
awesome.
is still really technically sound.
I still
doesn't
don't
have
actually know what happened in that story mode, but or in the story, but yeah, I was just in awe of the beauty that I was
something
watching.
something mana something
Yeah,
live
some-
stream something
Some creature that just sucked people's life force out.
creatures.
But either way, I just love this time of year. I love watching all this stuff. I love getting geeked out about it and just being plastered to a live stream for.
It's like our
days.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
But then the worst thing is when the week's over, it's like, oh, now we have to wait.
Yeah.
But
No
that's the one thing I
news.
do like about, at least in the recent past, Bethesda's. Here's what we have, and here's when it's coming out. It's in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Enjoy, and I don't think everybody should do that because I enjoy being able to look forward to and forgetting about something and be like, oh, hey, it's almost time for X,
Yeah.
Y, or Z. But I enjoy when they're like, hey, here's this amazing thing. We know you love it. You just told us, you just screamed like little girls
Yeah.
about it, and now you're getting it in 2 weeks or,
Yeah.
tonight. I just love that when they were coming out with like Fallout Shelter, boom, tonight you get to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still
Speaking
play it
of
every
which-
once in a while.
Release dates Anthem is in February of next year.
Yep, 2/22/19, I think.
Yep.
Oh.
Just forgot I knew that, so I blurred
And
it out.
the one game I am looking forward to is from, and I think it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, Days Gone, from Ben's studio. I like zombies, all right? Give me a break.
Goddamn motorcycles.
Motorcycle zombies. Can't go wrong.
When is
you
that supposed
can.
to come out?
I don't know. I don't know if they have a release date yet. Sometime in
I'm sure
2019.
they'll show more of it this year.
David, on the inside, you're just a big fat fucking motorcycling, tattoo having, fucking just like, I'm gonna fuck my bitch tonight.
Hell's Angel.
Type of Hell's Angel boy with their fucking guns crossed on your back and ready to kill some zombie.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, get that metal.
One thing I was kind of disappointed on was the Battlefield section of EA's. They just kind of like, here's a multiplayer trailer, and they showed cinematic shots of in-game footage. But I wanted to see like, all right, here's somebody playing for like 10 minutes. Nope, they're like, there's Royale. Here's like 3 minutes of footage. We're gonna talk more about it tomorrow. See ya. And then they went straight to like 20 minutes of FIFA.
I don't understand.
They always do FIFA
what-
like that.
how
Did,
the
did
fuck
they have
are you-
anybody? Who did they have? Like put it out because last time it was like Pele or something like that.
Just some
Random
people
football
developing
player.
it.
Yeah.
Some Icelandic lady and some guy in a sweater.
They just took the source code and changed the names of the players.
Yeah, they had the giant trophy that you get for playing that sport, though. So that's cool for people that like that.
World Cup.
No, it was the
Or you mean like the actual like the,
other
FIFA
cup. There's like 2 championships you can win. This one's like a giant silver.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't
The
pay attention to
people who
football.
play the video game, if they're really good, they get the cup in real life.
Yeah,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what he was getting at.
Gotcha. Not the actual football, but
I mean, but
FIFA
you could
football.
see like what they're spending their money on instead of trying to create new exciting gameplay.
the
I
only
mean,
thing
it
I
looked pretty.
the only
but
thing I ever
it's
did in
just
FIFA
not for me.
was like FIFA. I don't know, 95. And my friends and I, all we would do is play like the worst team, which was like Latvia or something like that, and play with Germany or Brazil, who were the best.
Yeah, just
And all we
stomp
do
'em.
is we would get the ball down to their goal. Their goalie would stop it or whatever. Stand in front of the goalie, so when he'd kick it, we'd block it, move around, score. That's all we did.
I think everyone does that in sports games. You just pick the best and play the worst.
Yeah, because then you can win.
Yeah.
It makes me feel
Oh,
good about
and
myself.
during the Madden section, they had some asshole kid who was like the Madden world champion He had this like wrestling belt with like EA Madden on it, and you could tell he was just this entitled prick. He's like, yeah, I hate losing more than I love winning. I'm like, well, I don't like you.
Well,
And of course, and then they had two people come out and play a new Command & Conquer phone game.
I was
the phone game.
oh, what
Yeah,
phones?
and then they had, of course, the guy who announces.
Yeah, the announcer.
Yeah, for those EA or esports games, sitting there calling what they're doing. They're just sitting there tapping on their phones. I'm like, this is dumb, EA.
So
Fuck you.
you said new Command & Conquer. Inside, I was like, oh!
And then I said
And then you
mobile.
said mobile, and I was like,
See, I love
I'm suicidal again.
Command & Conquer. I enjoy those games. Are really fun.
Yeah,
RTS is for the win.
I just
Yeah.
re-downloaded Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 on my laptop.
That is my favorite game in the series because the fun
Get
part
that Hell
is
March.
I just like. Well, since I like the turtle, and you can sit your soldiers down like into like sandbags,
Yeah.
and they level up. You can make them just awesome tanks that can take down tanks, even though they're just a single soldier.
Yeah.
And you just start
So
plopping
good.
them all around your base. It's perfect for a turtle like me. All right. Well, I think this
What's
is
the matter?
it
Am I
for
not
our-
totally enough?
For the turtle squad.
Turtle.
Looks like this short E3 is going to be a long E E3.
Hey, that's okay. There's not much to cut.
Thank goodness. In the early part.
It was like my circumcision. There just wasn't that much to cut. It's a tiny penis.
Nice. I like it.
So anyway, I've been AJ,
Brady.
David.
and we'll see you Starside Guardian